Hello there, everyone. Good morning. It is currently almost 8 a.m. It's the 1st of July, so hey, there we go. But today I'm going to talk about Wonder Woman while I also sip this coffee in my epic Smurfs cup. So, a good, fine cup of coffee, man. Let's go. Let's begin with the video.
You know, this is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
So, as you all probably know, Wonder Woman is set to be making her appearance in the DC Cinematic Universe, obviously established by James Gunn with his latest Superman live action film. So, obviously, they're going to reboot the DCEU, so the DC Cinematic Universe. Obviously, we had the films with the Snyderverse, like the Justice League and the Man of Steel, but obviously, years went by and people didn't really like it because obviously they ended off with such a weird, like, I don't know, crossover film like with the Flash, and that didn't work out. And now James Gunn is the CEO of DC Studios, which means he'll be making the films, he'll be producing the films, and he'll be obviously co-writing some of the films and series too. So he has a brand new slate of DC films and series. Obviously, the first one being Superman. The Creature Commandos was also his first series that he wrote, and Peacemaker Season 2, Peacemaker Season 1. The Suicide Squad was also something that he made, and obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy Trilogy too. So, I'm really excited for James Gunn to be helming the new DC universe. I'm really, really excited. I'm really hyped because I know that this man knows the comic book world, the best, from any other filmmaker and any other, I suppose, I guess, yeah, filmmaker and creator. So there we go. I guess let's just talk about Wonder Woman. So, Wonder Woman is one of my favorite DC characters. She hasn't had a lot of live action appearances. Obviously, the most notable one is the one with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman in the Wonder Woman film, and also Wonder Woman 1984. But the second film, the sequel, wasn't that great. But I think Wonder Woman should be, if Superman is hope, Batman is vengeance, then Wonder Woman should be love or respect, because obviously she's a strong female warrior of the island of Themyscira. She lives with women, and yeah, they're called the Amazons, I suppose. But they know how to, work together as a team, but they're also very strong individually. So there we go. Wonder Woman should be someone who, stands her ground and will always stand her ground no matter what. I think in the DC comics, she has been portrayed somewhat good sometimes because, there have been writers that, you know, tried to make her something different and make her something that she isn't. But I think Wonder Woman should be obviously standing there next to Batman and next to Superman, because she's not only a great, strong female character in the DC universe, but she is also a strong female character in the world, right? I mean, how many people know Wonder Woman? Because, yeah, people assume her to be like a staple of, I suppose, like a feminist wave, or like a sort of wave where people get, you know, inspired by. And I think that's good. I think that's great, because now, because we see the new Superman film, Superman is hopeful. Superman helps out what he can. And in the Snyderverse, we didn't really see that. He helped people out, yes, but he was also angry a lot, actually. And that's quite unfortunate, because Superman is someone who, is really cool, but he's also, like I said, he's hopeful, he's kind, he's caring, and he wants to change the world by being a good man. That's very interesting. Batman, on the other hand, he's vengeance. He is, well, he's also cool in a way, like he keeps his head cool-headed and doesn't really, take a lot of humor. Yeah, I think if you were to place Batman in the James Gunn DCU, or like, I suppose like the DC Cinematic Universe of James Gunn, he's not going to treat characters like a joke. He's not going to treat characters super serious. I think Batman is someone who, when it comes to the moment, he's there, and if the plan, because Batman is a great planner and Batman is a great detective, I know Batman always has a plan. I mean, hell, he even had a plan to defeat the entire Justice League. So, I mean, he doesn't really share a lot of his plans, but, deep down, he has multiple plans going on, and that's really good because Batman is really tactical. Let's talk about Wonder Woman, obviously, because Wonder Woman is, like I said, she is fearful, you know, she is, no, I suppose she is like fearless, right? That's the word. Yeah, she's not afraid to challenge someone who, is different than her, if that makes sense. Obviously, let's talk about, I guess, her powers, her, maybe actors in the future, and let's talk about other Wonder Woman characters I really want to see in the DC universe. So Wonder Woman relies of, mostly of the time, on her bracelets, on her super strength bracelets, also her, strength minded, I guess, mind. She also relies on her strength. She also has the lasso of truth. She can also fly. She's Themyscirian. Wait, or she's an Amazonian. So obviously she is pretty strong. She's also part like god, I suppose, like a demigod, right? She is the daughter of Zeus, I believe. So there we go. And yeah, that's really, really interesting. She's a strong character, just like Superman. I think she can, both defeat Batman and Superman, but Superman can also defeat Batman and Wonder Woman if he wants. And Batman can, like I said, he can defeat anyone if he has a prep time. So there we go. I think the Wonder Woman characters that I really want to see in the future, obviously, we're going to have the Paradise Lost show on HBO Max. I'm not quite sure how that will go. I think that will be about the past of Themyscira or Amazon, and then we'll have a Wonder Woman film talking more about Wonder Woman herself. So there are a lot of characters in, obviously, Amazon or Themyscira. So let's just talk about a few, and let's begin with Donna Troy. So Donna Troy is also Wonder Woman. She is also, I guess, from Amazon, but she was most notably known for her character in the Titans live action show, which, dude, I crushed on her a lot. But yeah, she was lovely actually. But I'm also when I was reading the Titans comics a while back ago, I really enjoyed the character because she was like the leader of the group almost. And yeah, Donna Troy, she is a great character. I also really want to see Nubia. She was teased by James Gunn in an interview, so that's really interesting. They've been having talks about the different characters of DC universe and how they'll obviously introduce them, which is really nice.
Just like, I don't know if y'all the heroes that we thought we were gonna get, but you are right in my book. You'll be fine. But I do want to know, like, bringing more characters to the DCU. Like, I want to know, have you ever thought about bringing, like, Nubia or Vixen? Like, because I really need that Nubia storyline, James. I need it. I need it.
Okay, I know. Well, I'm very aware of Nubia, and yes, we are very much talking about that, and we need to have, I want to have all sorts of people represented in DCU. And yeah, you might be happy in the not too distant future.
I think it's really important that we have multiple characters and obviously representing multiple ethnicities, right? Obviously, Nubia is also from Amazon or slash Themyscira. Also, Donna Troy is also from Themyscira slash obviously Amazon, and Wonder Woman is also from the same island. But it's interesting to have different, I suppose, variations of certain characters, right? Don't really, change them a lot, but what I mean, like you have Nubia, there we go. Damn, okay. That's a really interesting and difficult name, but whatever. Anyway, you have Nubia, Donna Troy, and Wonder Woman. They're obviously different characters, but obviously they have different stories, and that's really good. And I think that's really important for the DC universe. Obviously, for watchers and viewers to, sympathize for them. And I think that's really good because, as we had the DCEU, so the one with the Snyderverse, Wonder Woman was always so serious, and that's not really fun. I want to see Wonder Woman who obviously has a couple of laughs, right? But she's still very like serious sometimes, and just like any other person in the world, we have our good times, we have our bad times, and that's really interesting just to have a mix of the feelings and emotions. Obviously it gets tough for a lot of people, and it also, the tough times can also link with the good times. So I think I just want to see a Wonder Woman who has also a lot of hope, a lot of optimism, and wants to change the world, obviously. And I can't bloody wait to see the Holy Trinity next to each other in the new DC universe. Dude, that's going to be awesome, because, David Cornswet as Superman might possibly be obviously new Batman. I'm not quite sure, guys. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be Robert Pattinson. Probably not, but, just to have an idea, let's just place Robert Pattinson there, right? So young, talented people. And like I said, like I talked about, I also wanted to talk about the upcoming actress for Wonder Woman. There have been speculations, there have been rumors and leaks, and multiple reliable sources, I suppose, that obviously mentioned that Adria Arjona, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Obviously, she played in Andor. Is going to play the new Wonder Woman, and dude, I'm so onto this. Like, I am really, really excited, because obviously she was a great actress in Andor. She played in multiple projects, and James Gunn also followed her on Instagram. So yeah, no, I think that would be very interesting. And she's also dating Jason Momoa, so obviously they're girlfriend and boyfriend, I suppose. But I think that's really cool, because obviously Jason Momoa is going to play Lobo in the new DC universe, and I think that could work, right? I think Adria Arjona is maybe, hopefully, the new Wonder Woman in this new and upcoming DC universe.
Everyone is following me on social media, and everyone's saying that that's because he wants you to play Wonder Woman.
I love James Gunn. He gave me my first movie ever, which was like my first studio movie. So I owe him a lot. I love James Gunn.
Think that means anything?
I don't know. I mean,
Arjona is reportedly the favourite to play Wonder Woman in James Gunn's DCU. And in a recent interview that James Gunn was doing, Adria Arjona's name came up, and he had this to say about her: she'd be a great Wonder Woman, by the way.
Dude, I just can't wait to see a Wonder Woman. Like, yeah, she is one of the strongest characters, and she is one of the best characters in DC Universe, because I think she is such, an important character to have. You can't have a DC Universe without obviously having the Holy Trinity next to each other. David Corenswet as Superman, obviously the new Batman, and maybe the new Wonder Woman. Obviously, I'm going to tell maybe, because I'm not quite sure who's going to play them, but the one we currently know, obviously, is obviously Superman. Obviously, you also have the Green Lanterns, right, with the Lanterns show, and like I said, we have Paradise Lost, so she might also be introduced in that show as a young girl or whatever. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for the new future of the DC universe. You're probably wondering, if Wonder Woman is such a strong character, who will she face against? Well, yes, let's keep it in the DC universe here. We've already seen a villain, obviously introduced in the Creature Commandos. Obviously, that was Cersei. Cersei is this magic user, so that might be interesting to see magic versus strength. Obviously, Cersei versus Wonder Woman. That might be really cool, and hopefully they're setting that up, because, like I said, that might be interesting and intriguing to see. We also have a couple of other characters. We have Cheetah, right? Cheetah is the most notable one. I think it's, a bit odd, because I don't think we'll see her again, because she was in the 1984 film. And if you were to make her a villain in the upcoming film, it would be like a copy of the the sequel from the Gal Gadot series. So I don't think they'll make Cheetah the new villain of the upcoming film. It might happen, obviously, but that would be a bit of a, obvious pick there. But obviously, we also have Giganta, this really big, this entire big woman. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how that will work, but that might be interesting to see somehow. We also have obviously the Atlanteans. They're also villains of Wonder Woman in certain stories. So especially in the Flashpoint. So I also really want to see Grail, Wonder Woman versus Grail, because Grail is the daughter of Darkseid. And yeah, well, that might be interesting to see, but I don't think they'll pick that one first because Grail, because her dad is like the biggest villain of the entire DC universe. That might be a bit too early for Grail to show up just in the phase 1 of the DC universe. So yeah, I think hopefully we're going to see Wonder Woman versus Cersei. That's my obvious pick. Like they've been setting that up, and the Sons of Themyscira were also a thing introduced in the Creature Commandos. So maybe, obviously, Wonder Woman will face them too. But we'll need to wait and see. Like I said, the fun thing is people have been praising the new Absolute Wonder Woman comic book series, which is really nice, and I'm really proud to hear that because the art looks incredible and Wonder Woman looks so interesting, like not as her normal self. Obviously the Absolute comic book series, like Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, Absolute Martian Manhunter, dudes, they've been having a blast with them, so that's really good to hear. And yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman is also great to see. I haven't read them. I should find them somehow, but I really want to read them because people praise them almost, and that's really nice. But alright, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I suppose let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of this video, and let me know what you are excited to see in the upcoming DC universe, obviously with Wonder Woman. So alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will check you later. Goodbye everyone.